future of St. Boniface Church up in the air. Again, the church decommissioned back in 2005. A local group now wants to raise the necessary money to restore this church. But in response, the Green Bay Diocese, which owns the church, has issued a decree. Emily Riley joins us after talking to both sides. So to understand what's happening now, Emily, let's go back. What forced this church? Why did it close in 2005? And what's kept it closed for this long?
Right, Chris. So in 2005, it was actually a pretty popular trend across the United States that many Catholic churches were merging together, and that happened in Manitowoc. 3 churches merged, and the other 2 just were closed. St. Boniface happened to be one of them.
Okay.
And so it was decommissioned and hadn't been in use, and because it didn't open, the number of people who want to be priests has also been decreasing, and that kind of led to it not opening.
Staying closed.
Right, it was just a contributing factor, not the main reason, but it just made it more difficult.
Okay, so it's been closed for a long time now, as we've mentioned. So why this strong interest now in the community to get this reopened and to say, you know what, we can raise the money?
Right, well, there's actually been a strong interest over the past couple years. The St. Boniface Society formed a few years ago, and it's a group of people who are very passionate about trying to renovate and reopen it. I spoke with a woman who is in that society today, and she told me that there's many people in the community who, like hundreds of people who talked about how their grandparents went to school here, how their parents got married here, and even just people who love it for the Gothic architecture and its history. So there's a real love for this church in the community, and the St. Boniface Society offered to raise the funds to keep it open. They had the church vetted and found that it would cost $1 million to restore it, and then an additional $1 million for an endowment fund. And so they offered to do that in a 5-year window.
Okay, so what we saw there in some of this video, we're looking at the church now, but you saw the paperwork that said decree, and it was posted on the door. Looks very official, looks very formal. What does it mean?
Right, so the decree was posted by the diocese, the parish that owns it. And so it's basically a formality. It doesn't mean they're going to tear it down. It doesn't mean, they have these hard outlined plans for it. It basically just means they still have control over it.
Okay.
And they don't know exactly what it is they're going to do yet. That could mean taking the society up on their offer to restore it and renovate
Sure.
it, or it could mean doing something completely different. And that's something that's still up in the air.
All right, still to be determined, but if they want it, there's $2 million in help out there waiting for them. All right, Emily, thanks so much for that.